Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to Shoptalk Radio, and you're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. And I am Styles by Joni. And guys, today I am so excited. We're going to be talking about our dating and relationship series that I've been doing. And my excitement comes today because I have a gentleman on with me today. So we're going to have a different view and a wisdom from a man's side of it. And his name is Jaleel. Did I say that right?
Jaleel. My name is Jaleel, but everybody know me as Kingdom Gate.
Hey, Kingdom Gate. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good. So yes, guys, we're going to talk about marriage with the respect of in the relationship. So what do you think about marriage and why people today are 50-50 or maybe 70-30 and wanting to be married?
Well, as far as relationships, something that I've noticed is I'm one of those people that look at what everybody is doing. I'll look at what everybody is doing that's not working. So I know everybody's having sex, but everybody's not getting married.
Right, exactly.
You know, I've done some, I've actually looked up some statistics. They could be off, but it probably not, because I can probably line up about 100 people, and I probably won't find no virgins.
No virgins?
I can go out here randomly and
just select
100 people that look just like me and you, per se. Right? That's over 21 or over 18. You'd be hard pressed to find a virgin.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And then coming from a man saying that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No virgins out here. Okay.
Right.
Wow. And then, to top that off, by you saying that there's no virgins, it's a lot of kids out here. So that would say, surmise for that. Like,
yes.
A lot of women and men are just having kids left and right and no marriage.
Right.
Or no connection. Not everybody want to be married, to say, but being in a committed relationship, long term, like a union, that's possible as well.
Right. I've seen I could just start with just some of my friends just being out. I'll look at it from a spiritual standpoint. So there's already a universal definition of fornication, right? Whether you're religious or you're not religious, you can look in a dictionary, and the definition of fornication is going to mean two people having sex outside of wedlock.
Right.
And so that's been the definition before we start coming up with common law and different things of that nature. So, as far as relationships, things have evolved. You know what I mean? And sometimes, I'm looking at the word evolve means things have just gotten more evil. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you have a whole society of people that are just having sex and they're not married, you have an impure society. Right. Because a virgin represents purity. So when you have a whole society when everybody is just having sex and doing what they want to do, you're going to have a society that's impure, that's perverted.
When do you think that the thought of marriage and being married like your mom and your dad, back in the day, when do you think that started, as far as, because it's real bad today. Like, nobody is connected. Nobody is staying married. No relationships, no building. I'm not going to say all, so I'm not going to say no, but you know what I'm saying? When do you think that stopped?
When we first landed here on the boats, or when we lost control of this place that we're in. So this started like in the beginning.
Well, I mean, has a people, has our community of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, because, well, elaborate on that then.
All right. So, I did some research on this. Monogamy is a Western culture thing. So you had people that was already used to doing something else that had been brought to another land or had to be under somebody else's jurisdiction and set of rules. So the system that they put in place, they put a system in place to divide the family. That was always from the beginning.
Right.
Like they started it to divide everything anyway. And as time goes on, things have just evolved. I mean, it's gotten more evil,
Gotten worse.
and evil,
Right,
and
gotten worse.
evil.
Yeah.
Right, has gotten worse. But it was always, when they started this, that was always the plan.
Right.
It was never not the plan. So, and people just play right into it.
Right, like as if like maybe when they brought in the drugs into the families, when they took the father out of the household.
Yes.
Back, so I was looking more for like a time and a date, like maybe in the 90s or when it started, when family just kind of went left and people are not looking for, long-term relationships and building, stability, that type of thing.
See, I didn't. I mean, my mom and my dad were married, so even my mom and my father, my first sister was born out of wedlock. So even all the examples that I heard that I've seen myself, like my parents and even my grandparents, my mother and my father, that never worked out. And the same common denominator between my mom and dad and even the people I see today is still having sex outside of marriage. My first sister was born out of wedlock, and then I could look at my dad.
Right. It's like a domino effect. It's like a domino
definitely
effect.
A domino effect. Even the men in my family, I could just look at all the men in my family, just within my family. All the men that had sex with women outside of wedlock, none of it worked.
None of it worked.
Even my grandparents stayed together.
Yeah, mine too.
They stayed together, but I got to watch them.
Right.
Now, they were together 40, 50 years, granted, great. But even the kind of relationship they had, I wouldn't want it for myself.
Right, that's true. Me either. What I saw, what the woman did, she was less loyalty and honesty and all that right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's family, keeping your family together regardless. That mindset, that gotta be built into you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I think as a woman. You know what I'm saying? When I'm getting with somebody, it's for the long term, it's for marriage, or it's for, let's build something. But a lot of people are not there, or it's their they get bored with it very quickly.
Yeah.
I
say people have fun. A lot of people do it backwards.
Right.
They have fun in their relationships, and then they get into marriage and they get boring.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that it's supposed to be flipped. You sacrifice. Well, no, I'm gonna say you obey in the beginning.
Right.
So
your
you don't
whole
have to
self.
sacrifice when you get in marriage.
Exactly. Your whole self. And I like that. Say that again.
You have to obey. You have to obey first, so you don't sacrifice your marriage.
Exactly. I like that because that's something that I had to do as a woman with my hubby today, right? I had to sacrifice myself as a woman to learn what this man needs and what he wants and what his desires, like actually listening to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get in a relationship and not even paying no attention. You ain't even paying no attention to what the other person is saying. So we gave ourselves 5 years, but this was all God. 5 years, 5 years. So along with the sex, you know what I'm saying? It came communication, crying, getting that Bible out, trying to find answers so that you can be able to marry. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to know that person. But you're right. People do it backwards. We're doing it backwards. You know what I'm saying? And there's not a lot of role model men that could teach the young men that's coming up today, because they doing it real backwards, like backwards.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So what could we do as a people of men to educate the young men that's coming up now? Like, how could they learn if they see what they're seeing?
Well, men, I mean, I have an interesting take on it. Men have to learn how to respect men. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. So it's like, if I respect my brother, I'm going to respect his mother. I'm going to respect his sister. I'm going to respect his auntie. I'm going to respect whoever's attached to that man.
I love that.
And the people, and even all of these folks that's under that, even the women, they don't have no choice but to submit to that when the men are doing that.
Exactly. I love it. I understand that. That's right, because that's godly what you just said.
Right.
That's godly what you just said. And that's what's missing in our culture of people. You know what I'm saying? That's really what's missing. And I think when they took that out, that's all the way gone. You know what I'm saying? And that damaged us as a people because that was our union. That's what I grew up with. And, you know, believing in something.
Yes.
If you don't believe in yourself as a man to respect the next man right next to you, what we got?
If you pull the father out the house, who's going to teach that boy how to respect men?
Exactly.
This is why men, you know, I you know, most of this, you can go to every hood in America. And, you know, one common thing is the fathers, the majority of the guys that's running around here angry, that's upset, that's killing each other, they ain't have no father.
And they have no father to guide them. And they're angry and resentful and evil and mad, but they're mad at the one person, which is the person who wasn't there.
Right. It affects let me tell you how it affects the boy, first of all.
Please.
Because he's going to end up, he's not going to be able to have a normal relationship because he's worried about something that he shouldn't have to be worried about, his mama all the time. He can't let go of his mama. So he can't even have a normal relationship with a woman because he's so worried about doing his father's job with his mom. He can't do both jobs at one time, have a woman, and then try to appease your mom. You can't do that.
Yes, that's confusing.
Right.
And that keeps that man a boy. That keeps that man a boy. Because I'm going to tell you, it's so true. And it's so sad to say, but it's true. But the reason, that's why I'm doing this, right? Because so at least if somebody see it, they can learn something from it. Because nobody's learning from their aunties, from their homies. You know how I learn stuff. I learn stuff from guys like you. You know what I'm saying? Well, they gave me the tool, what I needed. Like, I'll go to my homeboy, look, hey, this dude over here acting a fool. What I need to do, because I don't understand why he acting so crazy right now. He give me the tool, what I need to, how to address it. And guess what? That it either gonna help it or I'm gonna get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's not happening in the community of our young men. Like, I had a young dude, I'm a hairdresser, right? Yes. I'm a hairstylist. So I have people in my chair all the time and they discuss, it's real bad out here in our communities. You got women who are beautiful, fine, you know, established, house over here, house, you're traveling, no man. And then you got the young men that are still growing, already at 21, asking questions like, wow, or saying stuff like, wow, I believe everything I hear, and I need to stop doing that. Because I feel like they know everything. So I said to him, I said, young man, you can't put your, eggs in somebody else's basket. You go figure that out yourself, what the person's saying, and then you take from that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But people is believing, anybody. They believe in whatever you say, I'm gonna go with it. Come over here. I got the lick over here. Come go with me. We gonna get this over here.
Right.
Where you going, and where you going after you do that?
Right.
So it's frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like nobody's listening. Nobody want to hear what auntie say. Soon as auntie start talking, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. I don't want to hear that. You know?
it's today the situation is wrong is right, right is wrong. The truth is like a hate crime today.
Right. It's like, give me the truth. Give me the truth, because even though it's gonna hurt people out there. Okay, the truth hurts. Yes, it does. But why the truth is backwards. Like, say that again, because truth be told,
the truth is a hate crime. See, I'm gonna tell you something about the truth. Everybody loves some truth until it applies to them.
Right, exactly. They gotta feel the truth. Be able to take it. Be able to take a punch. Like, why y'all rather pick up the guns and shoot somebody when to take a punch?
Think about this. That's like in the beginning with Adam and Eve, right? See, somebody got exposed. See, the truth will expose you, and then they cover up with the fig leaves. It's not even about the truth. It's about being exposed.
Being exposed.
See, when people get exposed, they cover up with the fig leaves. See, Adam, they got exposed means they were naked. Oh, let me cover up because I'm naked. And this is what people do today. As soon as the truth exposes them, they start covering up. You know, so people will, the truth is fine when it applies to somebody else.
Right. They gravitate
you can
to
look
that.
from the outside.
Right. And they gravitate, they love that.
Right.
The truth about somebody else, but when it applies to them,
yes, they start covering up.
So what was that saying you just said about the truth? You said the truth
has become a hate crime today. It's like if you say the truth, it's like, you know, you're going to be hated for it. They're not loving you.
They're not loving you for the truth.
Right.
So how do you become an honest person? So how do you, without the truth, right? And it's backwards. And that's how the world is going. It's so backwards. Like, oh yeah, it's backwards. But let me ask you a question. We're gonna go on something else. But that was really, really interesting. You are very interesting, you know. What do you think about, do you think in this generation of people in our culture, I'm just focusing on our culture, because we are in trouble. That's how I feel.
Yes.
No. And do you think, because there's a lot of people out there that are practicing celibacy, and that's because they've been hurt, and that's because they're tired of the BS. It's only because they're tired.
Yeah.
You ain't getting me no more. Listen, I'm tired. You know. So with that being said, do you think there's possible or even heard of doing that? You know, until marriage.
I have an interesting take on the celibacy thing, because I believe when a lot of women do it, it's a power grab. I'll explain. So sometimes, you know, I believe that if you decide to be celibate, specifically if you're a woman, because men, you're not going to find too many men that's going to tell you that they're practicing celibacy. Most of the women is going to do that. That's like when a woman does it, she'll run her mouth about it. And once she start running her mouth, her celibacy is in danger. Right.
Understand that.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's like, you know, the enemy is always, it's like the enemy. That's like the enemy. That's like the devil's always looking to use your words against you. Right. Especially if they're not in order. So that's like you say, if a woman, when she's dealing with a man, I'm being celibate. It's almost like a power grab on him. He doesn't even get a chance to establish himself. When a woman does that, she doesn't even give the man a chance to even establish if he's going to do that. Right. I believe that if you're doing it, you should keep it to yourself. That's just like every time a woman goes to the bathroom, you don't tell a man every time you're going to change your pad or your tampon. You don't tell a man every time you're going to go pee. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's the same thing with being celibate. Whatever you do, because
it's like a threat.
Yes.
It's kind of like a threat. You know,
it's kind of like it's kind of like it's a power grab. So it's like once a woman does that, now the man has to submit to her.
Right.
So that's like off the bat, he's already at a point where he has to submit to her. It's going to already be out of order.
Out of order.
And when a woman do that, there's men that, you got some men that probably walk away, and then you got some men that love a challenge. It becomes a challenge to them.
Right.
And then next, most 9 times out of 10, the man's going to win that battle because his will is stronger than the woman's. You know what I'm saying? It's a will thing.
It's a will thing. It's like
Yes.
being willing. So if I was to come and say, listen, I'm going to be celibate and we're not going to, let's date, let's talk, let's communicate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He has to have that choice to be able to say, you know what? Okay, I like you that much. And I want to take this journey with you. You know what I'm saying?
He'll end up following her and it'll be out of order. See, what happens is the man should initiate that. If the man's not initiating that part of it, then
right.
It's her. It's basically him submitting to her and what she's saying and her demands. I believe a man's supposed to be the head. He's supposed to lead. So he's supposed to initiate that. Because once a man has his mind made up about celibacy, you're not going to break him.
Right.
The woman can be broken. Her will can be broken because she's weaker than the man. But once a man decides his mind is made up, you're not going to break him.
So she needs to just be quiet about her celibacy.
She could just talk. Unless it comes up, unless he brings it up, she shouldn't bring it up.
Right. Because now you're putting that on the man, and now he's gonna run. He's gonna be like, So
most men, they want to listen. Most men, they want to break that. They're gonna try to break you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when a woman does that, it's not like you're gonna go back to the same strength you were before you had your virginity.
Exactly.
You feel me?
And 5 kids later. And
yes,
now
you're not gonna do that.
Right.
You have a need now. See, even though people that end up practicing celibacy, sometimes I think we forget that they've already had sex before. So there's an urge that's always there in the midst of that celibacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just like you couldn't hold your virginity, you're not going to be able to hold that celibacy too long.
Right. Yeah. Especially when you say you can't find too many virgins out here. Now you celibate. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's deep.
How can I put it? How was I going to put this? So men, I always say women, just keep your mouth shut about it. And I always tell women, don't date a man that's not walking in his purpose unless he's just going to get in your way.
Exactly. I like that. So, that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, what could you leave to the people that's watching this? What could you leave to them as far as dating and relationships and a positive, anything coming from you? And we're going to go ahead and close after that. So go ahead and give them something.
I said to the men, leave. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you're going in life, if you don't have a plan, then you don't need to bother no woman. Because all you're going to do is just ruin her life.
I like that.
And for the women, and just like in the beginning, most people forget that the woman is the man's help meet, right? So the man should already have something for you to help with when you meet him. Because if he doesn't have something for you to help with, you're going to come with your hand out instead of lending your hand.
I like that, guys. Y'all heard that? That's very understandable. It's real easy to get. Don't be cheap. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Ask for things that you want in your relationship and dating and what it is. And period. So, guys, Jaleel, thank you for coming on with Shoptalk Radio 2020. And guys, until next time, remember to check me out on my YouTube channel and Instagram and iHeartRadio, Apple Music. Wednesdays, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, be blessed and definitely not stressed.
All right. Thank you for having me. Bless you.
You're welcome. Jaleel, that was good.
Yeah.
I like that. You got a lot of, you said some good. See, that's why I wanted you on here. Yeah, my daughter told me that. She said, yeah, Mom, you need to talk to him. I'm like, who was him? But anyway, yeah, you got a lot of good, strong points and stuff like that. And I would love to have you back.
That's no problem. No problem. See, these are some of the stuff I would talk to about where people talk about Kevin Samuels. See,
Ooh,
he
yeah.
didn't. I agree with him on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and there was just a lot of stuff that I didn't agree with him on. You know, and
Yeah,
people
he
will
was
call me.
controversial.
Yeah, he was controversial, but you know, with him, one thing I learned that the women follow the men. See, the rappers start dissing dead people, then the women felt it was okay to diss somebody that was against them. This is the first time I've ever seen that.
Oh, yeah, because he was alive.
Yeah, so no, they dissed him in his death.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You say you
Yeah.
never seen that.
I never saw it.
Right.
I never, like, I see, like, all the, you know, when the rappers, they'll talk bad about their dead enemies.
Mm-hmm.
It started with the rappers. And then the women, when Kevin Samuels, he became such a polarized figure that when he died, he had so many women upset that they were glad that he died. They had a party. They
Right.
celebrated.
Yeah, it was. But you have, I think that's like half and half, because then you had women that's actually learning from him.
Yes.
That's actually learning from him, going to
Right.
his channels. I'm sending them there. You know,
Yes.
you need, because he's a man, just like
Yes.
you. So he's a
Yes.
man. He's giving his side of the view of being a man and how a man see it.
Yes.
So that's why I appreciate you being here, so they can see and hear what you are saying. You know what I'm saying? From a man's point of view, because you could learn a lot from a man.
Right.
Being
Right.
a woman, he gonna tell you the truth, so you know how to go out there and handle. You know what I'm saying? That's what's good about having a father in the home.
Yes. Yes.
And we are so broken, you know, as a people. So,
Yes.
you know, Kevin Samuels, you know, a lot of stuff I didn't agree on, but it was only his deliverance.
Yes.
You
Yes.
fat, you are fat, and you are ugly. You do not, ain't nobody gonna want you. That's how he used to talk. You know what I'm saying? But then on top of that, he'll tell you why. Why don't you lose some weight?
Yes.
Why don't you do your hair? How you gonna come and see me looking like that? He being
Right.
honest. He
Right.
said, you know. So, you know, rest in peace to Kevin Samuel. It was a shocker how he, and then look how God did. Well, I'm not gonna say it was God. Look at how he went out. Come on now.
I believe it was. I personally believe that he was taken out.
He was taken out. You know, nobody's saying nothing about that. But where would that come from? Why? I mean, like,
Because I mean, I understand stuff about fraternal. He was a part of Fraternal Order, and the first person that came out to speak against him was one of his frat brothers. See, so when your frat brother, I know when they come out and speak against you that way, that means you went against the brotherhood. That means you made somebody upset.
in some way, right? Yep.
And the first person to come out to do that was Pastor Jamal Bryant.
I heard
that's
that.
That's his fraternity brother.
Wow.
And he knows that he's not supposed to do that. I know that you're not supposed to do that. So that led me to believe that he upset the Fraternal Order. And every time, like, it's the same pattern. Whenever one of our leaders die, it's by drug overdose. Like, are we all druggies?
Right.
You look at Michael Jackson, you look at Prince,
Right.
you look at you look at all his posts, Whitney Houston, everybody's their kids, everybody's dying on drugs, either fentanyl or propofol.
Right. But the thing is that's why I say the way he went out, the way they sent him to die. Who they sent? They sent
a woman.
The woman.
Yes.
That's all he talked about. Well, no, he started out talking about the men, but he really went in on the women. So look how that's why I said how he went out, because they sent a woman.
Yeah. But that was his.
In the worst way too. In the worst way too.
But think about this. Now, he wouldn't even been in that position to go out that way if he wasn't open to screwing that woman.
Right.
See, this goes all the way back to me saying you should wait till you're married to have sex, because whoever that woman there was there with him, he was already about to knock her down already.
Exactly. And but that's what I'm saying. This is all a lesson in it, because you up here talking about all the women and what they can't get and what they doing and how they doing it. And the way you went out was just like a slap in the face to me. That's how I see it. Like, you went on some, I start to say the P word, but you went on some, you know what? The same very thing you talk about, which is women, which is what they have, is that what you know. But anyway, child.
Yeah. You get that's like you have to be honest. You have to be honest all the way around. See, I don't know if he was honest with himself or about what he does.
That's it. That's with himself.
That's like, before I can take I gotta take the mote out my eye before I take the beam out your eye.
Because that's people get on social media and don't really reveal their whole self. But people looking in can see, be like, oh, you about that bull. You know what I'm saying? We looking at you, giving us the bull. You know what I'm saying? So we can see through you. So then we're gonna have a counteract to what you putting out. You know what I'm saying? And you know that
it all goes to the saying. I'll say this. Everybody falls short. That's like, you know, one thing I know about, the more that's revealed to you, the more attack that you're going to be under. So the more revelation God gives you, synonymously with that revelation is coming a buffer to keep you humble.
It's how you use it. Right.
That's like, you may have a habit. See, I can find, you can go into every church and go deal with every man of God. He's got an issue that he's dealing with in his closet that's keeping him humble.
Right.
But he's still called to speak a perfect word, but he's still dealing with his own flesh.
His own flesh. Right.
So in every man, that's like me. I still have a purpose and I have a job to do, but I still deal with my own flesh. But I don't make it a secret.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue with saying I deal with flesh. I like watching behind. I like breasts. I like all of these things. What man doesn't? There's nothing in the lust in the eyes, but the lust of the flesh. Like, and if you're seeing perfect. This, right, you're going to. I mean, like, it's going to affect you. The more you're exposed to, the more that you're exposed to, the more you're going to be open to things. That's why television is so it's such an important tool, because whatever they want you to act out or the way they want you to behave, they can just show you images of it every day.
And not even just television, social media. That's what social media is doing.
Exactly.
Social media is messing up a lot of, and then I'm back again. Our culture. Yes. Our culture is under attack with that social media. Social media they don't want to listen to auntie. I'll say I'm auntie. You know, I'm an auntie, I'm a mama, I'm a wife, I got grandkids. I'm an auntie. They don't want to listen to the old school because, I don't know, they just don't want to hear it. But you know who they'll listen to? Social media. Yeah. Whatever's on social media, you know, foolishness, you know, all kind of stuff. They listen to it and believe it. And then go do it.
Right now, the women have the power. Yeah. The women. Yes. That's like. Yes. That's like, okay, I'll go right back to sex before marriage. If I meet a young lady and I'm a man and I have sex with her, possibly and I'm in danger. I'm in big time danger as a man. I'll explain to you why. Let's just say I get her pregnant and it doesn't work out. Now, she can get rid of my baby without my permission, or she can have the baby against my will, then make me pay for that baby. So as a man, whenever you're dealing with a woman, all of these things need to come into mind, because she can put you on an 18-year curse.
Right, but that been in play. Huh? But that been in play.
Child support is unbiblical. A lot of people don't know that.
Nobody's not thinking about further. Nobody's not thinking about that. I'm gonna just go lay with you, regardless of what you have on you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's thinking about that. Like, you know, yeah.
That's just like this. Like me, we can get in a, like, I can have a relationship with a girl and I can have every good intention. My intentions could be, I can plan on just being my girlfriend, everything working out, but that play can still go wrong for you. See, a woman can tell you, she can tell you a bunch of different things, right? She can say, oh, I'll never put you on child support. I'll never do this. But as a man, right, when a woman has a kid, everything changes. Sometimes how she thinks, her emotions, everything. Let that woman have a kid by herself and you
Right.
not be there. You know what I mean? She's not gonna forgive you.
Right.
In all
Right.
likelihood, she not fooling with you.
Yeah.
She want
After
blood.
that. Yes. Yes.
You-
So, Janelle, this was good. This was good. And we got to come back. We got to finish this.
Yeah.
We
It's
got to
all
finish
good.
this because I think this was good because I think anybody could look at this video
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and listen to this in the air and
Mm-hmm.
get something out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And get
That's
something
what it
out of it.
does.
And that,
If
yeah,
one person, two people change, shoot, that's a,
that's what I say. I be
yeah.
like it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I did 5 people, I did what God sent me to do. So,
Exactly.
Jaleel, next time, okay, we're gonna do this again. I appreciate it. I went all the way out. I love it. And
Mm-hmm.
thank you for being who you are.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Take care.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.